The Mahler First Symphony, third movement, has what is probably our most famous orchestral solo. There's a lot of conjecture whether Mahler wrote this for one bass or for the entire bass section. A lot of conductors believe that he meant this to be for more than one player. It clearly says solo bass, and the confusion, I think, comes from the origins of the publication of the piece. Some people think it said just bass section. Some people think it said solo bass. In any case, it by far is done more with one bass than with the section. The solo itself is preceded by a timpani doing this. And that is the only accompaniment to this solo. Like other solos that I've demonstrated, this can also be done two different ways. One is on the D string, which is virtually in one position, and the other way is on the G string, which I believe the majority of principal players use. First is the thumb position version. It is muted, and I do have the mute on, but sometimes we're allowed to not use the mute for projection reasons. It does give it a different color, and I'll demonstrate both ways. And now the G string version. And now, just to hear the difference, I'll play without a mute. And the G string. When you play this solo, you have to keep in mind that Mahler writes breath marks or commas on every bar line. And I think the reason that he did that is so that you don't do this. But that you actually breathe between each bar. Short breath, very, very brief, but it has to be there. And so on. If you do the D string version, one of the benefits of that is that you have these harmonics that that end the solo. And if your D string's in tune, you're going to match the bassoon that comes in after this solo is over. If you do the G string version, it's a pretty simple fingering, which is just 1 or either way, and then this time with thumb, and then now here's where your choice comes, whether to do this or this. Obviously, the one that's all on the G string is more difficult, but it does keep the tone the same, and there is value in learning how to do it that way, especially if you're ever asked to do it that way.